Hello students, welcome to a new lecture of chemical bonding. In the last class we have seen the introduction of hybridization. Now let us look at hybridization of different molecules possible, because everywhere in all the molecules 1s 1p won't combine. Sometimes they can be s 1s and 1p, or sometimes it can be even more than that. So right, now let us look at the types of hybridization and individually study each. Hybridization. The first type of hybridization is if S and P in 1:1 ratio, if they overlap, that hybridization is called as sp hybridization. Next is if one s orbital and two p orbitals intermix, you will get a different set of hybridized orbitals called as sp2 hybridized orbitals. The next is if one s orbital and three p orbitals intermix, you will get a hybridized orbital called as sp3 hybridized orbital. Next is sp3d, in which one s orbital, one d orbital and 3p orbitals intermixes with each other to give a new set of hybrid orbitals called as sp3d. Next is sp3d2. In this type of hybridization, one orbital from s, three orbitals from p and two orbitals from d intermixes with each other to give a hybrid orbital called as sp3d2 hybrid orbitals. Right? Now let us look at each hybridization. sp hybridization we have already seen. Let us extend that sp hybridization for a molecule of beryllium dichloride. Right? So now let us take beryllium atom first. What is the electronic configuration of beryllium? 1s2 2s2. Right? Now what is the configuration? Right, in the beryllium atom there is an electron pair present in s orbital. Who is the valence orbital in this case? S orbital. How many s orbital is present? Only one. You should not take these because they are not valence. Valence orbital is only s. Only one orbital. How can it overlap with this chlorine as well as this chlorine? It cannot overlap. So what it has to do? It has to take the help of 3p, one orbital from p. There are p orbitals which are though empty but they are there. Right? So what will beryllium do? From a pair of electron, it will shift its electron here. So what will happen? An electron comes here. Right? So now how many valence atomic orbital it has now? 1, 2. Right? So one valence orbital is s, another valence orbital is p. Right? Are they different or not? Okay. Now beryllium is under confusion that out of two chlorine atoms, I should overlap with one chlorine for s and one chlorine using p. Is it not partiality? No. So what beryllium does is, it will undergo hybridization in such a way that s orbital and p orbital intermixes. How many orbitals are intermixing? 2. So how many hybrid orbitals it should get? This is one hybrid orbital, this is another hybrid orbital, this is sp, this is sp. Right? Now beryllium has two equal, same energy, same hybridization orbitals. Two sp hybrid orbitals it has. Two sp hybrid orbitals it got. Now what happens? Utilizing continuation, let us do here. Utilizing that sp hybrid orbitals, of beryllium, it will overlap with the p orbital, valence atomic orbital of chlorine. Who is the valence atomic orbital of chlorine? P only. Its configuration was 2p5. We know the last electron is present in p orbital. That last atomic orbital in which only one electron is there. Here one electron is there. It overlaps. Here also one electron, another chlorine, another electron. They overlap with each other, right, to form a bond. To form a bond. Now what will be the shape of the molecule? Two p orbitals of chlorine, 2p orbitals of chlorine. Chlorine doesn't need any hybridization. What is the job of chlorine? Apples are with me. I should distribute to everyone equally. The one who is taking doesn't have to do anything. Whatever it gets, it will take, right? So the responsibility is on me to give electrons or to give atomic orbitals equally to all the chlorines present around me. So hybridization takes place in the central atom of the molecule, not on the surrounding atoms. You have to remember this. Okay. So now these are 2sp hybrid, it is one sp hybrid orbital, another sp hybrid orbital intermixes to form a bond. So now you tell me what is the bond angle between this bond and this bond is 180 degrees, right? What is the shape? Bond angle is 180 degrees and shape is linear. Hybridization for beryllium dichloride molecule, all these details. For beryllium dichloride, hybridization is sp hybridization. Beryllium cannot undergo any other type of hybridization because it doesn't need, if you tell that beryllium should undergo sp2 hybridization, can it undergo, even if it undergoes sp2 hybridization, that means sp2 mixing gives you total how many? 1 plus 2, 3. 3 hybrid orbitals you get. Does beryllium has 3 electrons to be distributing 1 electron to each? No, it has only 2. So the hybrid orbitals it should get should only be 2. So right, for beryllium dichloride hybridization should be sp only, not other than that. Okay. Now if this is clear, you please copy, and now let us go towards next hybridization. Okay. Next type of hybridization is sp2 hybridization, in which one s orbital and 2 p orbitals intermix with each other. How many are intermixing? 2p plus 1, total 3 orbitals was intermixing. So after intermixing also you will get how many hybrid orbitals? 3. Each orbital has how much percentage of s? S percentage will be there to the extent of 33, and even p percentage will also be. So right, in this molecule one s orbital is intermixing with 2 p orbitals, total how many? 3. You will get 3 hybrid orbitals. In each hybrid orbital the percentage of s will be how much? 33, and the percentage of p will be 66, right? Each hybrid orbitals, whoever are mixing more, their domination will be more. So p orbitals was more in number, so they contribute 66%, and s orbital was less, so they contribute 33% only, right? So now let us look at the shape. What is the shape of s? Spherical. What is the shape of p? How many p orbitals are intermixing? Let us take 1p, 2p, right? 2p orbitals intermix. What you will get? This is sp2, this is sp2, this is sp2. Total how many hybridized orbitals you got? 3. Now you see what is the angle of separation between these two and these two? 120 degrees, right? So this is sp2 hybridization. And which molecule undergo sp2 hybridization is boron trichloride. Shall we see how boron trichloride undergoes hybridization? Let us do so. Who is the central atom here? Chlorine? No, it is boron. So who should undergo hybridization here? Boron only, right? Let us write the electronic configuration of boron, which is 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, right? Valence shell, a pair of electron here and one electron here, right? Around boron there are 3 chlorines, right? Everyone want one electron from boron. This chlorine A ask for 1 electron from boron, chlorine B ask for another electron from boron, chlorine C also asks for another electron from boron, right? So now it is the responsibility of the boron to give an electron equally from each orbital, right? Suppose this electron is given to chlorine A, and right, how about chlorine B and C? Chlorine B and C should get electrons from here. Are they same now? Chlorine A is overlapping with p orbital of the boron. Chlorine B is overlapping with s orbital of the boron. Chlorine C is overlapping with s orbital of the chlorine. Are they showing the same strength of the bond? If two different bonds, two different orbitals are overlapping, will the strength be same? No. P orbital overlap means the bond will be stronger because they are having same shape and same energy. But here s orbital from boron, p orbital from chlorine, will they have strong overlap? No. That means one chlorine gets a stronger bond, other two don't. So it's not correct. So what should boron do? To make the bond equally strong with all the 3 chlorines, what will boron do is, one electron from s orbital will jump here, right? We should show excited state also. This is ground state. This is, next is what happens is first excited state, in which now 3 gets one electron each, but still they are not same. 2 orbitals are p orbitals to overlap, 1 orbital is s orbital to overlap. So what else can boron do to make all the 3 equal? Undergo hybridization. What is the shape of S? What is the shape? How many p here? 2p. This is 1p, this is another p. It intermixes. Total how many hybridized orbitals you should get? 3 hybrid orbitals. What should be the name of each hybrid orbital? sp2. What should be the shape? Right? This should be the shape of boron. Now this boron having 3 hybrid orbitals. This is sp2, this is sp2, this is also sp2. What is the angle? 120. sp2 hybrid orbital of boron overlaps with p orbital of chlorine. sp2 hybrid orbital of boron overlaps with p orbital of chlorine. sp2 hybrid orbital of boron overlaps with p orbital of chlorine. 1 electron in sp2 hybrid orbital, 1 electron in chlorine. 1 electron in sp2 hybrid orbital, 1 electron in chlorine. 1 electron in sp2 hybrid orbital, 1 electron in chlorine. 1 bond, second bond, third bond. Now are the 3 chlorines getting equal type of bond? equal type of overlap, equal type of energy, yes. And in between these three, the bond angle is. Now let us write the details. What is the shape? What is the bond angle? Bond angle is 120. What is the hybridization? sp2. What is the shape or geometry? Trigonal planar. Right, these are the details of boron trichloride. Can boron of the boron trichloride undergo any other type of hybridization? No, it has no other option but to undergo this hybridization only. Now let us look at the next hybridization in methane molecule. Okay, which hybridization comes next after sp2 is sp3. In sp3 hybridization, how will be the intermixing taking place? In sp3 hybridization, one s orbital and 3 p orbital intermixes with each other to give what? 4. 3 plus 1, 4 hybrid orbitals. Each of them are called as sp3, 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 sp3. 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals you will get. Now let us look at the shape. S orbital is spherical. P orbitals 1, 2 and 3. This is S and this is 3p, right? 1s and 3p. Now how they mix? They mix in this manner, having tetrahedral shape. This is sp3, this is also sp3, this is also sp3, this is also sp3, right? And the angle between them is 109 degrees and the shape is tetrahedral. Which molecule undergo this type of hybridization? Examples are methane, ammonia and water. Which example shall we see? Let us look at methane, in which sp3 hybridization takes place. Who is the central atom here? Carbon is the central atom. What is the electronic configuration of carbon? 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. Carbon is surrounded by how many hydrogens? 4. 4 of them should be treated equally or not? Yes. This is the ground state in which one electron pair, right? This is the ground state. Now this orbital should give one electron to hydrogen, but can it give equally? No, it cannot give. So what should happen? Excitation of one electron should happen so that one electron goes to p orbital. In this orbital, one electron here, one electron here, one electron and here another electron. Total 4 orbitals are present, but still, even though everyone are getting one orbitals, but whichever hydrogens overlap with this p will have a different strength in the bond than this, because it is different from these 3. So how to make all the 4 equal? Hybridization, right? What is the hybridization? Four sp3, they undergo hybridization to give 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. How? This is carbon, tetrahedral shape. In which bond angle is 109 degrees. This is sp3, this is also sp3, this is also sp3, this is also sp3, right? Now once sp3 hybridization took place, now the overlap will be very easy. With whom they should overlap? Hydrogen atoms. How many? 4. with 4 same hybrid orbitals, overlap will also be same with all the 4 hydrogens. Which orbital is present in hydrogen? S orbital, spherical. 1 electron from sp3, 1 electron from hydrogen. 1 electron from sp3, 1 electron from hydrogen. 1s orbital of hydrogen, same way, 1 electron from sp3, 1 electron from 1s hydrogen, 1 electron from sp3, 1 electron from 1s hydrogen. I kept 2 dots, means electron pair. From 1 electron came from sp3 hybrid orbital, 1 electron came from 1s orbital. Both of them overlap, that's why electron became a pair. If they don't overlap, electron pair will not form. That is the fundamental concept of valence bond theory, right? So now, what are the details of methane molecule? Is shape is what? Tetrahedral. Bond angle 109 degrees. And what next? Bond angle is over, shape is over, and hybridization sp3, right? The same will be done for shown for ammonia as well as water, okay? But the difference is carbon don't have any lone pair, ammonia has 1 lone pair and water has 2 lone pairs, right? Now shall we go for the next hybridization? Let us do so. Let us take the same hybridization of sp3 in ammonia, right? Who is the central atom here? Nitrogen. What is the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 is the shape of nitrogen, right? So now what are the valence orbital? How many hydrogens are present surrounding the nitrogen? 3 hydrogens. So equally it can give 1 electron for p, p, p. It can be equal for all the 3 hydrogens, but how about the lone pair which is left? For bonding, all the atomic orbitals which are involved, all the valence orbitals should be same in any central atom. Whether they are involving in bonding to give bond pair or they are not involving in bonding to give lone pair, all the valence orbitals should be same. So even nitrogen should undergo hybridization. How? Right, this only, ground state only it mixes. Orbitals are mixing, we are telling. It is not necessary that whichever orbitals are mixing should have 1 electron each only, right? If here what happens is 1s orbital is only 1, even though electron pair is there, but 1s orbital plus 3p orbital mixes to give sp3, in which what happens? How many sp3 comes? 4 sp3. In first sp3 electron pair is there, second sp3 1 electron is there, third sp3 1 electron is there, fourth sp3 another electron is there, right? So now what is nitrogen molecule? This is sp3, this is sp3, this is also sp3 and this is also sp3. With whom they should overlap? Hydrogens. How many hydrogens? Only 3. So 1s orbital of hydrogen 1 electron, sp3 1 electron, 1s orbital of hydrogen 1 electron, sp3 1 electron. 1s orbital of hydrogen 1 electron, sp3 1 electron, right? So 3 hydrogens over. Leftover pair of electron remains on nitrogen as a lone pair of electron on the top, right? So the bond took place here, one bond, second bond, third bond, and it will remain as a sp3 hybrid orbital having a lone pair of electron not as s orbital having a lone pair of electron, right. So this is sp3 hybridization, and the bond angle should be 109 degrees for tetrahedral shape. Shape is tetrahedral, right. Bond angle should be how much for tetrahedral? 109. But because there is a repulsion between lone pair and bond pair, what will they do? If these two, I am talking about these two bonds which are like this, to avoid repulsion with the top, they will bend a little downwards. If they bend a little downward, this bond angle which was 109 becomes 107. Hybridization is sp3 hybridization. For which molecule we are talking about? Ammonia molecule in which there is a lone pair, right. Okay, now let us apply the same hybridization to oxygen of water, because in water the central atom is oxygen, right. Okay. So now let us write the oxidation state of electronic configuration of oxygen. What is electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. How is it arranged? How many hydrogens are surrounding water? 2. Right. So this s orbital in which pair is there? This p orbital in which a pair is there, plus this p orbital in which only one electron, plus this p orbital in which one electron. Total how many orbitals? 1s plus 3p mixes with each other to give how many? 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Out of them, 2 hybrid orbitals has pair of electrons each, and 2 hybrid orbitals have one electron each, and these 2 hybrid orbitals should form a bond, and these 2 will remain on the oxygen only as a lone pair present in hybrid orbital only. Okay. Now let us take oxygen in which tetrahedral shape. This is sp3, this is sp3, this is also sp3, this is also sp3, right. Out of that, electron pair is present here, electron pair is present here. Left over overlapped with what? Hydrogens. Oneness of one hydrogen electron pair, oneness of one hydrogen electron pair, right. 2 bonds are formed. What should be the bond angle for tetrahedral shape? Now let us write the details. Bond angle should be 109. Let's write on the other side. Bond angles should be 109, right. Shape should be tetrahedral, and hybridization is sp3. In the previous case, ammonia molecule with one lone pair, if you consider only the bonds for ammonia, the shape is not tetrahedral because the bond is between these 3 hydrogens only, right. So with one lone pair, 3 bonds, hybridization is sp3 only, but the shape is not tetrahedral, it is pyramidal. Okay, remember that. Coming to water, so hybridization is sp3, but if 109 bond angle is present between each hybrid orbitals, you will see that lone pair, how much will be the repulsion between 2 lone pairs? Very high. Lone pair, bond pair, how much will be the repulsion between lone pair and bond pair? Compare it next to first, right. Bond pair, anyhow repulsion will be less. So to avoid those repulsion, what happens is these 2 bond pairs come closer and these 2 will be up. So instead of this shape, what happens is the shape of oxygen is this, right. This is not flower, it is oxygen. And in between these two, the bond angle, bond pair goes away from each other, lone pair goes towards each other. So the bond angle is 120 degrees, sorry, 104 degrees. And the shape is not tetrahedral but angular. Okay, this is water molecule in which same hybridization of sp3 takes place, but because two lone pairs are getting added to avoid repulsion, if 109 is the bond angle between these two, they bend a little more and it becomes 104 and the shape becomes angular like an angle, right? So this is about sp3 hybridization. In the next class we will see about sp3d and sp3d2. Okay, thank you.